on the roster. All about my cheese, I ain't worried about the pasta. Baby, nine, mine on the roster. Yeah, I hate her. Burn like a river, scream in the rain, Dixon like a weather, bird in my cup, can't go without my medicine, so quick, like a big bag of pepper, where is the letter, all in on suckers, you know the money talk, you can ask Chris Tucker, I'm a country boy.
All right, welcome to Side Action, episode 6, season 8. My name is Jim Weglars, aka Wegs. You can follow me at Wegspo on X and on Instagram.
And I'm Coop. You can check me out on Instagram at Dalton Cooper, on X at Mr. Grumpy Gills. Again, we are the Side Action Podcast. Make sure to check us out on TikTok as well. Give us a like, follow, subscribe. I think does this go on? Yeah, that goes on YouTube, right? Yeah. So give us a like subscribe on YouTube. Check us out. See our beautiful faces and that nice intro that somebody put together. So
it's a great intro. You did a great job. I will tell you, our following on YouTube is a little better than the actual pod. So
nice.
Both sides. Just download. All you have to do is download. That's the metrics. Just listen for 5 seconds. I know you want to see me head bob. I didn't head bob this time at the end of the thing, but I was thinking about the intro for a second. It's like, where's Chris Jenkins today? Hit the big shot for Villanova. Where's that guy? That's Chris Jenkins.
I have no idea.
Anyway, where's that guy? It's fine. He's probably somewhere safe.
Let me see. I'll see if I can dig it up before we're done talking.
Well, anyway, I'll talk. Past weekend was interesting. Softball party, we missed you. Decent turnout. Not as big as other years, but it was fun. People got drunk. I definitely did. I don't know what. I guess it probably was the Malort shot. It was like right out of the gate. Stanford's like, here's a tequila shot. I'm like, that's a great start. Hey, sir, this is warm tequila, but that's fine. Yeah, let's go. I know we finished an entire bottle of Malort on this party, so
nice.
Yeah, at least 2 of those shots. Ooh, and they weren't the flavored ones that Ridgeway usually brings. So yeah, then the trip to South Bend was kind of cool, actually. Have you been to South Bend? You said okay.
No, I'd like to go check it out.
Bend itself, it's just a town. Like Ridgeway's friend Sam was like, "Where are we? We're in the middle of nowhere." It's like, yeah. And you walk the campus, and it's just a beautiful campus. Brick buildings and everything. They've got the church in there. You probably saw some of the videos on the Instagram, but. They have this grotto, and I wasn't really familiar what a grotto is, but it's like stone, basically a stone cave that they built that has like candles you can pray in it or something, pray for Notre Dame's victory. And obviously they got the Golden Dome, touchdown Jesus. I mean, that's going on the dating profile, baby. That was a good picture. Oh, yeah. But then we saw the first half. There was a lot of points, but then there was a lightning delay. And we left because it was like we were there for over an hour waiting for this thing. We're like, well, do we stick around? It was already a their time 3:30 game start. So we took off. They did end up finishing the game, but it was funny in that game. I don't think it made our picks. So it was like the end of the first half, like a minute 20 left or something, and Purdue was kicking a field goal. I think they were down by 14 points or something. So we leave. I checked the scores, dude. They scored like 7. Both teams scored. They got the field goal, kickoff return for a touchdown back for Notre Dame, and Purdue scored a touchdown at the end of the half in that minute and a half that we missed of just the half. But Notre Dame did obviously cover the number, which was nice.
Yeah. I'm gonna say it wasn't our picks. I did pick Notre Dame to cover, and they got it by the skin of their chinny chin chin. So
25.5.
Yeah.
And then lastly, I saw the movie Him. I didn't end up doing a review on Wegspo. I thought about it. Intense little movie. Obviously, it kind of promoted. It was not, Jordan Peele did not direct the film. I want you to be clear. Different director. He produced the film. So kind of like trying to loop it into the monkey paw universe. Pretty good. Had some promise. Had a lot of statements about the NFL and probably some racism overtones there. I enjoyed it. The ending got a little crazy. I started laughing at the end, but I thought it was kind of entertaining. Obviously, do you think that Marlon Wayans is like the greatest NFL quarterback of all time? Because he was going into beginning of the movie, but that's fine. The kid they picked who looks like a little bit too much like Mahomes for me without the hair. But I enjoyed it. It was enjoyable. So
Gotcha. By the way, Chris Jenkins is living in Florida and serves as a student athlete development lead at Villanova University. He has also sued the NCAA for not being compensated for his NIL. So.
Oh yeah, because that was prior to. Maybe he was one of the first people to do the lawsuit to win it.
Yeah. I mean, they play that highlight quite a bit and a lot of montages. The NCAA.
Exactly.
But yeah. Hope he's doing well, Chris Jenkins. So shout out to Villanova. But what did we do this weekend? Had a pretty chill weekend. Yeah, they did. We did the Sox game. We did Saturday. What did we do Saturday? The Boomers game was Saturday night.
Yeah.
And then we did the Boomers game Sunday night. They ended up losing, unfortunately, Game 5. And yeah, we did a First Responders Fest. I forgot. Yeah, I got monsooned on, so that was fun. Saved the camera, so that's the good news.
Important thing.
But yeah,
was it the Cougars who won the title?
The Cougars did win. They won. No, they did win Saturday night as well. Yeah. So Claudio Final, who will be on our show Saturday morning for WRMN, he hit the game-winning grand slam in the top of the 10th inning for the Cougars.
Ooh, granny.
Yeah. They went to extras. He hits a grand slam in the top of the 10th, and they ended up winning 7-5. So we'll be talking to him. And then Todd Lott, who is also on the team as their designated hitter, he hit 2 grand slams during the playoff series previous against the Chicago Dogs. He hit like 2 grand slams in 3 games, which is
a lot of grand slams.
Which is crazy. So, but yeah, you can catch us on YouTube Saturday morning, or you can listen on 1410 a.m. if you're listening in the area. So
yeah, please stir the drink like you did last time. I want to keep stirring the drink, get those guys upset.
Yeah,
I still agree with the ketchup take. I agree with the ketchup take.
Yes, yes, thank you. Like somebody. Like, I don't understand. I don't get it. So, yeah, been a pretty exciting week. I'm getting ready to go to Spain coming up.
Yeah. So when do you actually leave? Monday?
Sunday night.
Sunday night.
Yeah, because they are like 8 hours ahead of us, I think. So I'll leave here like 10:30 and get there at like 1 o'clock in the afternoon, give or take.
Yeah, and you feel like, oh my gosh, well, I need to go to sleep. But no, you can't go to sleep because you got to keep going through the whole day.
Yep.
That's awesome. You're going to stay in one city?
Yeah, I'm flying into Madrid and then heading up to Olvega, which is about 2.5 hours northeast of Madrid. So be hanging out, checking out some stuff for work, and we'll go from there. We'll see where the week takes us.
Drink some wine, get some things in. You got to do.
Yes, maybe a siesta. You never know.
Well, yeah. Given.
Yeah.
Great. It's great.
So
nice. Well, let's talk about the shed. There's plenty of candidates here, Coop. I think we could there's probably more than one. Let's put it that way. So I'll let you start. And I do like your first one. It's in line and playoff time for the MLB almost.
Oh yeah, it's coming. We've got like 4 games I think in the regular season left if you include tonight. But the Detroit Tigers, they are the biggest ones in the shed right now. If you ask me, this might be the biggest shed of all time. They have officially blown a 16.5 game lead, which they had in July in the AL Central, to the Cleveland Guardians. 4 games left in the season, like I just mentioned, and now they are literally down a game. They are a game behind the aforementioned Guardians in the AL Central, and they have to win a division to make the playoffs. They probably won't get in for the wild card, and that's either team. Whoever wins the division is going to get in. Whoever doesn't is probably not going to get in.
The thing is that I think they've lost the tiebreak already to the Guardians, so they can't tie. They have to win.
You got to catch them.
And they're not on your club dub, but the Guardians, yes, they've come back, but they have a negative run differential.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know, but maybe, before last night, they had a negative run differential. -6 going to last night, maybe because they won again last night, so maybe it's just -2. But that's just insanity because and they're actually well over 500. They're actually like typical minus differential.
They're 86 76-72, and they're -2 in the run differential.
Yeah, it's insanity. But Detroit, they were the darlings of the league, but now they're just falling in the face.
Yeah. And shout out to Jason Fry, by the way. He took a line drive to the face on Tuesday night.
The face.
Yeah, it was tough. 99-mile-an-hour fastball, just right in the kisser.
Oh.
So facial fractures and everything. Hope he's doing okay. And then the other shit that I had, I don't know if you saw this last night, but Alejandro Kirk, he is a player for the Toronto Blue Jays. The Blue Jays are still trying to clinch home field in the playoffs. They're trying to obviously force off the Yankees as well because the Yankees are catching them in the AL East. But he got thrown out from right field last night on a line drive at first base. So the old 9-3, if you will. It was, and that's how the game ended, by the way. That was the last play of the game. He gets thrown out at first from right field. So anytime that happens, I tried looking it up, how many times it's happened in MLB history. I could find like 6 or 7 instances. I'm sure there are more that are undocumented, but it does not happen very frequently. And it's just a tough look. It's a really, really tough look.
Yeah, it's a tough look for sure. I mean, like I said, that's a softball move to kind of gun somebody out from the outfield. But was he lollygagging, or was it just an amazing play by he hit it so hard that it was a one
it was probably a little bit of both. He's not necessarily the fleetest of foot, but yeah, I mean, it was the right fielder had definitely crept in, and it was a 2-hop throw to first. If that helps anything, yeah. Check out the highlight. It was just it's very emasculating, honestly.
Yeah.
It's tough look for Mr. Kirk.
Especially when they got to win. I mean, they're in a position where they got to win these games. But
yeah.
Great. Yeah. Well, I'm gonna first put the Rams kicking team, the Los Angeles Rams kicking team. This team not only kind of jumping ahead to later, but not only did they blow a 19-point lead in this football game, but they had not one but 2 kicks blocked in the fourth quarter, which I don't even know if that's ever happened. That's just insanity. The second of which got taken to the house. You've probably heard this over and over, but it's probably the worst beat in history because the Rams were consistently, 3.5-point dogs up to 4.5, depends on where you got the number. They're only down by 1, couldn't win the game with the field goal, gets blocked, dude goes to the house, and they cover the number. I've heard as much as $500 million switched hands on that nationwide because of that one swing. That is a kick in the testículos, as they say in Spain. It's something you should
throw. Okay. Yeah, no, that was terrible.
And I was gonna the other one going in the shed. We'll see if they can bounce back. And I know Art loves this team, but they're not the Fighting Illini. They're the Quitting Illini. I don't. What was going on? This team could not stop the pass. In this game, they were 9th ranked in the country. I know that ranking means nothing really, but you go to Indiana, who's a good football team. They're good. I'm not saying they're not good. You get 63-10. That is just like a beatdown. That is like that's like some of the Super Bowl scores back in the early 90s. I mean, that is just. Did you go to the game? Did you just stay out too late? What happened there? But that's just unacceptable. Get the shit.
Yeah, that was a tough day. That's a tough day. A lot of injuries in that secondary for the Illini right now too. So, which we'll get into that in our picks this week.
We can. Yeah. The club dub. I'll start. Lions offensive line. We were thinking, and I'm not still sold on the Lions. They're the greatest thing ever, but they did have the changes. They lost 2 guys in the offseason. Apparently, they figured it out. They just ran roughshod over the Ravens. 224 yards rushing, 4 rushing TDs. I mean, I think David Montgomery just ran past us right now. He just broke free again for a big gainer. Incredible. But that line, I mean, they deserve to get into the Art Murphy, horseshoe lounge to enjoy themselves some libations because they were really good.
Yeah. Could you imagine if the Bears had a running back like David Montgomery? That'd be pretty cool.
Oh, yeah. Amazing. If maybe they drafted him, that would be.
Yeah. If he was on that roster, that'd be cool. That's all I got to say.
Yeah. You know that they did draft him. You're just joking. Right?
Yes. I'm being facetious. Oh, my God. I can't believe I had to explain that. Oh, come on. Come on.
Sorry.
Wow. Put your ass in the shed. Come on, man.
Iowa State. And then I'm putting Baker Mayfield in here. And look, Tampa shouldn't be 3-0. We kind of know that. We'll talk about it later. But I know that, obviously Josh Allen's amazing. Lamar's running around too much, but still great. Baker Mayfield the dude's a winner, man. He's only 20-1 to win the MVP. I'm going to put a little pizza money on there. Why not? Because they're playing great. Back-to-back weeks of last-minute drives. He's got 3 game-winning drives on the season, which leads the NFL right now. I don't know how he hasn't thrown an INT so far because I've seen him throw some pretty bad balls. But it's really the running. He had 44 more yards rushing on Sunday. Of course, he's kind of slipping the rush, getting that big first down. The dude's a gamer. So come on, Club Dub. Show everybody how it's done.
Yeah. I like that 20-1, especially if they can continue to win despite these injuries that they're facing.
Yeah.
That would definitely be bolstering your case for sure.
Yeah. What about yourself? What do you got in there?
Well, the first and foremost, I had to put Isaiah Rodgers in Club Dub. He had a first half of the ages. He had the first ever 99.9 grading from PFF for an individual game. So the first perfect rating that PFF has ever given out to Isaiah Rodgers. Yeah. He had 2 defensive touchdowns in the first half against the Bengals. He had a 76-yard INT return, and then he also had I believe a 63-yard fumble recovery for a touchdown. And then he also forced another fumble just to do insult to measure. Yeah. So if you weren't watching the Bengals game, one moment it was 17-3, the next moment it was 34-3. And Isaiah Rodgers had a huge part to do with that. But yeah, just the first half that he had was incredible. He might be in Canton because of this performance. That's what some people were saying. So yeah, so Isaiah Rodgers, come on in the Club Dub, hell of a game. Congratulations, PFF rating. And then golfers are in Club Dub, Wegsy. Do you know why? Because the Ryder Cup is going on this weekend. It is USA versus Europe. And we're coming to you live from New York, Bethpage Black, just like you mentioned. It's arguably the best weekend in sports this weekend. We got the Ryder Cup, we got college football, we've got pro football, we've got everything. We got some playoff baseball implications going on. Yeah. I can't wait to sit on that couch and do nothing. It's going to be great.
I can't wait. Bethpage Black. I've never played Bethpage Black. I played Blue or something. One of my buddies lives in New York. When they had the U.S. Open there many years ago, I think it was the following summer. So I've seen the course, beautiful course in Long Island. They say that's the advantage to the Americans, but we'll see. And they're pretty heavy favorites in this one.
Yeah, the away team hasn't won in like 20 or 30 years. It's been a minute.
Wow.
Yeah.
But that's great. That's great. Yeah. So that's not in our segment, but do you like the Americans in that, despite the heavy juice on them?
When it comes to golf, I would just take the plus number because you have no idea, and it's just one of those games that it can come down to Sunday and chips start falling. And Team USA is probably a little bit better on paper, but yeah, I would take the plus money if you're going to give it to me. So especially like plus 120, plus 130, we're talking about the best golfers in the world. We're talking inches, not feet here. So
exactly.
Yeah.
All right. Good stuff. College football, week 4. Hey. Not great, but hey, we'll work through it. Tech took care of business. The Red Raiders, 34-10, man. This team, I don't know what to say. They're pretty freaking good, apparently. We thought that we knew Utah at night would have been better.
Yes.
But apparently during the day was just fine. And Tech's a force to be reckoned with, apparently. So.
Yeah, like $22 million roster, I think they have. Like there was a couple of the oil guys were going around kind of showboating a little bit, and it's like, hey, when your team plays that well, you can enjoy it. But I think I did say it on this podcast. If it was at nighttime, I would take Utah, but I still took Utah, and I even against my better judgment, I knew better. So
yeah, it's all right. It's all right. But I wanted to note that the backup quarterback came in because their starter got knocked out.
Yeah.
He played really well, 169 yards, 2 TDs, so it didn't matter who was back there for them. Oklahoma, this was kind of an interesting game. They got a late touchdown and a safety to get the cover, which was a tough one. But they do get another win, and maybe they're a force to be reckoned with here. I didn't put down the final score. I think it was like 24-17 or something like that. Yeah. Auburn kind of got jobbed a little bit, in my opinion. It was probably the second bad beat next to when we talked about the Rams, but hopefully you weren't on both those and you jumped out a window. Hopefully you're still with us.
Yeah. Well, John Mateer also broke his hand in this game. So the Oklahoma quarterback, he's going to be out for a while.
Okay.
which is tough because I think he was the Heisman frontrunner until this happened. And it's going to be interesting to see what Oklahoma – I mean, they've got a gauntlet of a schedule. Like, they don't get any days off, any weeks off when it comes to their football schedule. And it's going to be tough without Mateer. So we'll see how they tread water without him.
That's right. They got to earn it. Michigan, they actually put up some points in this one. This was kind of shocking. 30 road points. They get the win and the cover. They win 30-27. Closing line was -1.5. They just ran the hell out of the ball. 286 yards on Nebraska. Kind of a little bit like the Lions. Just kind of, we're going to line it up. We're going to roll. We're going to run down your throat, see if you can stop us. But, give Nebraska a little credit for scoring so many points on that D. It's kind of surprising how many points were scored this one.
Yeah. Bryce Underwood is the real deal. That Michigan quarterback, I'm telling you right now. He's probably the second coming of Cam Newton. That's probably like, he's got the same body style, same body type. He's like 6'4", 6'5". He's 230 pounds. And he's only 18 years old. He's still literally a kid. He's a redshirt freshman, which is insane. Yeah, could you imagine being that big at 18? I can't even think about it. So
and athletic and fast.
Exactly. So yeah, Michigan is they get a good win. We'll see what happens. They still need help on the outside. They still need wide receiver help. So if they can get somebody in the portal maybe for next year, maybe this team could really do some dangerous things. But we'll see.
Yeah, I already mentioned the Hoosiers route of the Illini. So sorry everybody, but they see if Illinois can bounce back this week.
Need to beat a dead horse here. Yeah.
Right. Week 5 matchups that I highlighted. Right back to it. USC is going to Illinois. They're now ranked 21st for USC, 23rd for Illinois. USC is a 6.5-point favorite, 60.5-point total. This is early, 11 a.m. on Saturday at Central Time. That's the 27th. Does Illinois pull like the NFL thing? They get embarrassed one week and bounce back the next, or it's just a loss?
No, I think this is going to be a tough game for them. Too many injuries on the back end. I just think they're not going to make a stop on USC. USC's been running the ball and throwing the ball well. And, I don't see a lot of positives here for Illinois. Their slot corner, their nickel corner is arguably one of the best in the country, and he hasn't played. I think he got hurt in the Duke game, and it's really made a difference on their defense. So I don't like the Fighting Illini's chances, unfortunately.
Okay. All right. Then the second game, we've got LSU at Ole Miss. Ole Miss is a 1.5-point favorite at home, 55.5-point total. This is at 2:30 p.m. Central. So what are we thinking here? Do you think LSU is falling 4th versus Ole Miss 13th? It's gonna be an exciting game.
Yeah, it's even more exciting because Lane Kiffin's daughter announced this week that she's dating a linebacker that plays for LSU. So
Hey-o.
I don't know if you saw that on Twitter, but Lane Kiffin tweeted it and was like, "Take the over in this game." So I think that's going to be fascinating. I think the play in this game is the first half under. I think it's 27.5 or 28.5. I think that's where I would. If you're listening out there, that's a good bet to take, in my opinion. I think they're going to get off to a slow start, but I think eventually we'll see one team pull away. I don't want to spoil my pick because I did pick this is one of my picks for the week, but I think one team has got more bodies than the other. But it should be a great game.
Okay, you heard that. Big one, and this is the big one. Maybe I'm sure. Does Penn State play Ohio State?
Game of the year. Yeah. I don't know. That's a great question. Keep going on.
Right now, game of the year in the Big Ten. You've got number 6 Oregon going to Penn State, who's 3rd ranked. 3.5-point favorite for Penn State at home. 52.5-point total listed at 6:30 p.m. Is this a whiteout? Do we know if this is going to be?
It is a whiteout. Yep.
So a little whiteout for Penn State. Now look, they haven't performed very well in these situations before, but a lot of people believe they're the best team in the Big Ten. So can they get this done and win and cover this number?
I don't know. We'll see. Penn State does go to Ohio State on November 1st, by the way, Penn State in Columbus. But as far as this week against Oregon, if we're going to base it off everything I've seen so far this year, I have so much more confidence in Oregon than I do in Penn State.
Right.
I think James Franklin is like 4-16 against top 10 teams or top 25 teams, I believe. Yeah, because I think one of those – well, 2 of those wins was literally last year with SMU and Boise State, which
in the playoffs.
I mean, yeah, I mean, God, I don't even know if you want to count those. Drew Aller, by the way, the last 3 playoff quote unquote games that he's played, I think his passer rating is somewhere in the 60s.
Okay.
So not very good there. I have to take Oregon in this spot. I just have more confidence in them and Dan Lanning. And I got to see it with James Franklin. Like, okay, I would rather eat my words and watch Penn State win this game than bet on Penn State and watch them get just crushed.
Can't blame you. Can't blame you. They've never come big, especially in the regular season. They usually crap themselves even at home.
Yeah, and I think Penn State is 3-0 in their last 3 whiteouts, but I think they've played like 1 or 2 top 25 teams. I think they were like 24th and 17th rated. I think so.
Great.
This is not a top 10 team like they are facing like in themselves. So we'll see.
There you go. Last game to highlight: Alabama at Georgia. Alabama's 17th ranked, Georgia 5th ranked. I'm hearing a lot about how Alabama can still make the playoff despite those bad losses. This is also 6:30 p.m. on Saturday. Can Georgia get this done, or I don't understand? Did Alabama get better in the last 2 weeks? Did I miss
Alabama's
something?
only got 1 loss, by the way.
Oh, 1? Oh, they just didn't cover.
Yeah, it's just Florida State. God, I keep hearing all the smart whiz guys are like, yeah, take the over in this game. This is going to be just like the Georgia and Tennessee game. Yeah. You know, I think last year this was a high-scoring affair. And just something about me just wants to take the under in this game, just like I did with the Georgia and Tennessee. I mean, that bit me in the ass, but I don't know. I feel like the Georgia defense can maybe flex. They're at home. They're not on the road this time, so maybe not the crowd noise and those things where they dealt with Tennessee. But I don't know. I just feel like this is going to be a big spot for Kalen DeBoer. I feel like all the pressure technically is on Alabama, even though Georgia is the one that should win this game. I would take the under in this game. I don't know who's. I would sit back and probably watch, maybe live bet, see which line of scrimmage is being dominated more, because I could see Georgia's defensive line take over the game just as easily as I could see their offense take over the game. So I don't know. I just think this is a game flow one. I would live bet it, but I would take the under. Was it 52.5, I believe? Yeah, I would take the under 52.5 before the game started.
Okay. I mean, last time we saw Georgia, they put up a ton of points in Tennessee. So,
and Gunnar Stockton, I think, is like 4th in the Heisman right now, like for futures. So maybe he'll have a big game. We'll see.
Gotcha. Okay. Picks last week, not great, but that's okay. I mean, we get the NFL picks. You're still doing better than me in that. So, go over your top 5 picks for this week.
Yeah, and USC screwed me last week too. They won by like 15, and I think they missed a field goal. So we're going to take the Buckeyes. The Buckeyes are minus 7.5 at Washington. I believe it was up to 8.5. It got bet down to 7.5 from some spots I saw today. Like the Buckeyes there. Their quarterback is one of the most accurate in the country. I think he's, obviously Washington's not an easy place to play, but I just don't think they have the bodies to hang around with Ohio State. I'm going to take Kansas. They are minus 4.5 versus Cincinnati at home. Kansas still only has 1 loss, and that is to Missouri, who looks really good right now. So they're still hanging around in the Big 12. I think they could get a big win this weekend. I do like USC minus the 6.5 at Illinois. Again, just I think too many injuries on the back end. I think Lincoln Riley's finally got an offense that is, not one-dimensional. It's very balanced. I think they can control a line of scrimmage, and just Illinois can never get a stop. I do like LSU plus the 1.5. If you want to money line this bad boy, I really like that play as well. Okay. I just think that Ole Miss, the weakness of LSU is their offensive line. I just don't think Ole Miss has the defensive line to take care of it, or to even have that to their advantage. So I think LSU's defense will be able to control the game, be able to kind of what they did against Clemson and Florida and other teams. They'll be able to kind of control the pace of the game. Nussmeier will make a big throw here and there and get it done. And then I like Oregon plus 3.5 at Penn State. Again, I like the hook, I like the number, and I don't like betting with James Franklin. So I'm not going to do it.
I'd try to take out of it if you tried. So I think that's the right side there.
So, and why bet on, Oregon's got sweet uniforms. Why bet against them?
Great. They're going to go with the silver helmets like those.
Exactly.
All right, let's go to the NFL now. By the numbers, look, it's been interesting. Like the first couple of weeks, it's been almost dead on. Like nobody's really dominating favorites to dogs. So it was 8-7-1 favorites last week with 4 non-covers for favorites. Still not getting a ton of upsets outright, and we'll talk about a couple knockouts this week in Survivor. But 9-7 to the under, but the totals have been more varied. But in general, it's been kind of an 8-8 week, or really close. So you just got to pick the right sides, and obviously I'm not doing that so far. So week 3, All right, so let's start with the big knockout in Survivor, which is Browns. They shocked the Pack 13-10.
I told you.
You did a good job, very good job.
Gonna happen.
Here's what I'll say about the game. I mean, look, I just think the Pack took their foot off the gas pedal a little bit. A couple things. I don't know if this has been bounced around the internet a little bit. Matthew Golden, the rookie receiver.
Oh, yeah.
That pass, was third down and you got a first down. It was a good gainer, but maybe could have taken it to the house and taken that game 17-10, but didn't. And then all this stuff happened where basically the Browns, they stiffened their back. Lovett a terrible interception in his own, 25 or something to get returned back. And then another block field goal that set up the Browns. And they did a masterful job of getting their kick at a 55-yarder to win this game. So good call for you. The Pack losing knocked off about, I think it was like 1,300 or 1,400 entries in the Survivor contest. But more importantly, I don't know, like the defense played great for the Pack. The offense didn't look so great against that tough team.
Yeah. No, Jordan Love mistake. This team is going to win and lose with Jordan Love, and that's literally what's going to happen. So, but yeah, credit to the Browns' rush defense, too, because they might be the best rush defense in the league. And Mason Graham, really good.
I told he's good.
Yeah, his pass rush win rate, I believe the average in the NFL for defensive tackles is like 9%. He was at 46% in this game.
Dang.
So, yeah, he was killing it. So
there you go. I think Green Bay might have had a tackle that got injured in this game, so watch that. Then the Bucs, we talked about them. They did blow a lead against the Jets. Now look, this was another game with a blocked field goal and a return for a touchdown. This is insanity. And this was all in the same time frame, by the way.
There was so many.
It's just crazy. So, but Baker took him down, wins 29-27, no cover on that one. So the Jets did get inside the number with Tyrod Taylor. So good job, Bucs. Or good job, Jets and Bucs for that matter. Philly, major comeback. We talked about that already a little bit. We talked about the block kicks. It's kind of wild that Philly's 3-0. They really aren't that great, but we'll talk about the battle of 3-0s later on. Chargers, hey, 3-0. Should they have won this game? Probably not. They did come back in this one. They were down 20-13. Denver was down early, came back, played decent. There was a couple bad throws by Bo Nix. He missed Cortland Sutton on a bomb that kind of would have sealed the game. And then obviously, look, what can be said? I mean, how about our boy? I mean, Herbert, he probably should be in consideration for the MVP. Did you see that throw when he went to his left, threw against the grain, perfect dime throw to Keenan Allen for the touchdown? That was to tie the game, I believe, and then they kicked the field goal later to win. They're 3-0, and they're 3-0 in the AFC West, which gives them a stranglehold.
Oh, yeah. They're in stranglehold territory. That's all I was going to say. And, yeah, Herbert's really good.
Mm-hmm.
Finally, the marriage of Harbaugh and Herbert is happening right in front of our very eyes.
That's right. Well, maybe it's the Instagram model or whatever.
Yeah.
Which popped up on my TikTok after you mentioned it.
Finally. Nice.
San Francisco, hey, they win a game, barely win the game, also 3-0 now. But look, it was a wild game. We did take this in the contest. You picked this as well. They probably should have covered, they didn't call that intentional grounding a safety on Arizona. It was very close to that, but then they get a safety of their own. You see that play?
Yeah.
Yeah, so like Kyler looked like his feet were still in. Maybe the ball wasn't in behind the goal line or something to get the call for intentional grounding. But then they get the safety on the holding call. Do you know that play was like at the 6-yard line? How do you get a holding call in the end zone at the 6-yard line? Just run the ball or throw it quick. But they do get a game-winning field goal, 16-15, but they don't get the cover.
Yeah, just gross. It was a gross game.
Big story out of this one. Nick Bosa tears his ACL out for the year now.
Yeah, that's the big. The 49ers they can't stay healthy, man. It's been like 5 years since this team has been healthy. It's crazy.
Yeah, they just can't. They got to eat some more, multivitamins or something.
Okay.
We talked about the Lions already. They did beat Baltimore. This was a wild game. I should have put this as a Dalton. Dalton, you thought it was just to ask me trivia questions, but did you know that the Baltimore defense is ranked last in yards against at 415 yards per game, Dalton. That is awful.
They're terrible.
So the Lions get the win 38-30. You know that the Baltimore's still averaging over 30 points a game, and somehow they're 1-2.
I think they score too quick. I almost think like they're so explosive that they wear out their own defense. Maybe, I don't know, but also the Lions having drives of 97, 95, and like 80 yards. I mean, those 3 drives alone, that's insane. Like, it's tough to win a game when you give up drives of like. I think it'd been, now that I think about it, I think it'd been 25 years since the Ravens had given up a touchdown drive of more than 90 yards, and 2 of them happened in the same night. Yeah. So,
yeah, the one that I was going to pull out that's taken me a second to pull up is that they kept converting on 4th down.
Yeah.
You know, it was like they couldn't get off the field, and obviously 97-yard drives are part of that. But let me see what their conversion rate here is. 4th down. Yeah, 3 and 3 on fourth down efficiency. So
including a 20-yard catch right there to end the game, basically, to set up the Montgomery second touchdown. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a great catch and throw, great play call. You know, Goff's usually not good. Maybe it's not elements. It was still, you know, nice September day in Maryland, but you know, he played well. He played really well in that situation.
Yeah.
Well, let's get into week 4. We've got a varied schedule this week, kind of interesting. So tonight we've got Seattle at Arizona. These are the official contest lines for Circa. Seattle's a 1.5-point favorite on the road, 43.5-point total. This is tonight, 7:15 p.m. Central. I don't know. Like, going into this game, I'm like, Arizona kind of sucks. Seattle played really good last week. I hate these Thursday games. These Thursday games, like Arizona's playing at home. They've been on the road a little bit. I don't know. I don't love either team, to be honest with you. I know Seattle kicked New Orleans' butt last week, but I'd probably say Seattle's going to win the game, but I don't feel great about it. So I'm totally conflicted on this game.
I like Seattle. I was looking at a player prop. It was the backup running back, because obviously Connor got hurt last weekend.
He did. It's Trey Benson.
Yeah, Trey Benson. I like the over catches for him tonight. I think it was like 2.5. Seattle plays zone coverage on 68% of their defensive snaps. So I think this is going to be check down city, you know. So you could maybe do a little Trey McBride, but I think Trey Benson, the Trey lay. Oh my God, there it is, the Trey lay. I would run that tonight. Nice. Yeah. I like Seattle. I think.
Can we get Kyler Murray to start running again? Is he just not running on purpose? He's not running much this year.
No, probably for preservation more than anything. Yeah.
Like, don't run, but you need to win. I mean, they're 2-1. Somehow the winner of this game is going to be 3-1, which is kind of nuts. But
yeah,
Seattle did beat Arizona twice last year. Maybe that means something. Also, Marvin Harrison hit the jugs machine. He should have been in the shed. Yeah. That dude, I mean, he can't drop. It was wide open 40-yarder right. Good catch.
There's a picture on Twitter that was going viral, like a picture of him catching the ball, but like his eyes are like looking up at the sky and the ball is like in his hands. It was pretty interesting.
Check his eye off the ball.
Yeah.
So then on Sunday we've got one of the early games. This is in Dublin, 8:30 a.m. Central, which, you know, wherever you are, it's really friggin' early. Minnesota versus Pittsburgh in this one. Minnesota's a 2.5-point favorite, 40.5-point total. Look, I don't love this game either. These early games are hard to predict, but what I will say, in the old days, the team that gets over there earlier usually plays better, which is already Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh's been over there for a couple of days. Minnesota's flying out Friday night. Don't know why. And Minnesota is going out there for 2 straight weeks, so I would definitely bet on them next week. But this week, I don't like that. 2.5. I don't love Aaron Rodgers in this game, but I probably would take the 2.5 if I had to. It's not even close to my top 5.
No, I will say that the Steelers have been one of the best red zone touchdown conversion teams in the league. I believe 88% of the red zone trips have resulted in touchdowns, which is second best in the league behind the Eagles. So I think that might be something to rear its head in. I honestly think this game comes down to like which Steelers defense shows up. Do they get the turnover? Do they get 2 or 3 turnovers?
Right.
They got 5 against the Patriots. They had no business beating the Patriots.
No,
but
they didn't.
the run defense, is Jordan Mason going to be able to slow down, or are they going to actually make Carson Wentz beat them? I think that's where the game is going to be won and lost. So this could be an Aaron Rodgers revenge game too, because obviously Rodgers kind of wanted to go to Minnesota in the offseason. So, but yeah, I don't know. I'm not sold on Pittsburgh. I think I would take Minnesota just because I think
Minnesota's better. They're a better team. I just
yeah.
don't like the body clock situation.
Yeah, and just Aaron Rodgers is not mobile, and Brian Flores is going to be sending blitzes after blitz, and I think that with Rodgers being the statue back there and not as mobile, I think there's just going to be nothing good that could come of that. So take that over for Jalen Warren catches. That's what I would say.
Okay, a little dump off. You're a check down guy this week.
Yeah, check down Charlie. Yeah.
There you go. All right, the noon slate it's a little more balanced this week, I think, because of all these weird games. You've got Washington going to Atlanta. Washington's a 1-point favorite on the road, 45.5 point total. It probably is indicative that Daniels is not going to play. That's what I'm thinking, because the line was like 2.5 early, and it's come steadily down. I do like Atlanta in this spot. I don't love the 1. I loved it when it was 2.5 before. So it's not necessarily, I have it a little higher than I probably should have on my list, but I just feel like it's that whole theory. Atlanta got embarrassed last week. They lost 30-0. Penix is under heat. He might lose his job, and they're going to go with Kirk Cousins. They're going to play better. And Washington, as good as they've kind of played, and they didn't look good against Green Bay. Last week, they obviously beat a terrible team. I just think Washington's going to play not as good. It's going to be a stinker this week. And even though it's a Mariota revenge game, I like Atlanta in this game.
And again, just one of the other things that touchdown rate. Atlanta is second worst in the league in touchdown percentage when getting the red zone, and the only team worse is the Giants. And we saw what Russell Wilson did throwing the ball off the upright on Sunday night. I think the Commanders are still the play here. I think I like that. I just think that losing when you get beat 30-0 to the Panthers, I lose a lot of confidence.
Really?
I think they might have a quarterback controversy.
They do. Yeah.
And they just because it was brought up in the press conference, or it wasn't brought up in the press conference, but Raheem Morris just happened to mention it that we don't have one, but it's like no one asked you about it. Why would you bring it up if you didn't have one? So
right.
I don't know what's going on there. I think this might be the Young Wei Koo curse, honestly, because they finally cut him off the roster, and then their kicker now missed 2 field goals last week.
He did. He had a good week the week before, but he sucked last week. That's true.
So there's not a lot of good vibes right now with the Falcons. So I'm gonna stay away from them until we have a well-known of something. I don't like it. I don't like anything about what's going on.
Bijan Robinson's good. That's all you know.
That's literally all I know. Yeah.
Drake London is on a milk cart. And the guy has not been found. Throw him the football.
Yeah, and the Falcons play 41% of the time in cover 3 and 20% of the time in cover 4, which I think Marcus Mariota has been around the league long enough to figure out that if they're going to play zone, then he'll find his open spots, and I think they'll be just fine.
Little spots. Okay, next game is New Orleans at Buffalo. Super survivor pick, as we would say. Buffalo is a 15.5 point favorite, 48 point total. That is lopsided. Look, New Orleans got destroyed last week. They played tough. The first 2 games at home were tough. I can't lay 15.5 though. Buffalo is a great team, and maybe they'll just. I think they're going to have Trubisky in by this third quarter, if that. So I definitely can go with the survivor here that they're going to win this football game, but there's no way I'm laying that 15.5. There you go.
I would lay the 15.5.
You would?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I don't even think they're going to have to throw the ball. They can just turn around and hand it out to James Cook, and James Cook could just go off.
Okay.
Yeah, I think this is the game where you get all Shakir will probably get his first touchdown. I don't think he's scored yet this season. They're going to just start getting guys that haven't scored yet involved,
right?
To get those bonuses and start stockpiling those. I think this is a fantasy heyday for the Bills. Yeah.
Okay. I'm not going to deny it. New Orleans wasn't good. I will say that Seattle, weird stats, and they were up whatever it was. Like you said, 34-3 at halftime or something, and they only had something like 100 yards of offense because it was all turnovers.
Yeah, 8 minutes into the game, it was 21-0. Seattle. Yeah. Yeah,
it's going to be better for New Orleans this week. Maybe not that much better. All right, Cleveland at Detroit. Detroit is a 9.5 point favorite at home, 44.5 point total. look, I always think Detroit's better at home, even though they crushed it last week. Totally different defense, right? We talked about Cleveland's defense. Does it travel? Didn't travel great to Baltimore, but I think that was more turnover-based. So it's really about Detroit's defense against Cleveland's offense, which probably will win. But I can't lay 9.5 with Detroit. I can't do it. It's too many points against that defense. I'm not saying that they're not going to win. That also could be a survivor contender, but I would take Cleveland plus 9.5 in this one.
No, I would lay it with this one. I think this might be the best offensive line that the Browns will see all year.
Probably.
And just the EPA per dropback. I mean, the Lions are the top 3 in EPA and pass blocking efficiency, and the Browns are third to last. Actually, they are dead last when it comes to pass blocking grade. So Aiden Hutchinson's going to get after him. The Browns, or I guess the weakness of the Lions is their linebackers, and that's not necessarily stopping the run. That's actually more in the pass game. So maybe David Njoku has a big game. That's the only way I really see.
Harold Fannin Jr.
Yeah, him too, or even Judkins. Maybe you might see him more out of the backfield. But yeah, I mean, if David Njoku doesn't score at least 2 touchdowns this game, I think the Browns are dead. There's no way. And so if you've got fantasy this week, play your tight ends against the Lions. Every week from this point forward, play your tight ends against the Lions. Other than that, there's not a lot of things that line up well for the Browns right now.
Yeah, how long? 9.5.
Yeah.
Okay. It's a big number. Big number.
I think Dylan Gabriel needs to be in there. I think I would take the Browns if Dylan Gabriel was playing.
Okay. Yeah. Shedeur Sanders?
No, I don't know. I don't know about all that.
Okay. Tennessee at Houston. Houston is a 7-point favorite at home, 38.5-point total. My question to you is, how can Houston cover a number it's like 7 if they can't score? Here's a little factoid for you. You know, I love Houston. I've already died on the cross with them twice, 3 times probably. They're the best defense scoring in the AFC. They only given up 51 points in 3 games, but negative point differential. How is that possible? They can't score.
Yeah.
So I don't like Tennessee at all in this one, but it's just hard for me to back. I know you like Houston. I hope they win for a lot of reasons. I did double down again, I think, for the division 6 or 7-1. Why not? Why not? A little pizza money. So tell me why they're going to cover the number.
Because one of the only teams worse in pass block rating this season is the Titans. And to your point, the Texans defense is going to be able to wreak some havoc against the Titans, I believe. Yep. Cam Ward, I think, is the most sacked quarterback in the league this season so far. Obviously being a rookie, and then you just throw that in with his awful offensive line, their inability to run the football. They really don't have a run game either. But according to him, he's got a top 5 receiving core, which is fascinating. But yeah, I think this is finally Houston gets off the schneid. There's a big coaching mismatch. There's already talks of the Titans blowing it up because they made a trade earlier this week and then traded one of their backup defensive backs for a 6th-round pick or something along those lines. So yeah, I don't see a lot of good things right here for the Titans.
No, Tennessee stinks, no question. Well, I hope so. I hope Houston lights it up. I hope Stroud goes crazy and throws Nico Collins 17 times. It'd be great. So Carolina and New England. New England's a 5.5-point favorite at home, 43-point total. Carolina coming off the big blowout. New England can't hold on to the football. So 5.5. You like New England?
Yeah, I love New England this week.
You're on the favorites this week. I like it.
I do like New England this week. They do have a really good pass rush, which I believe Bryce Young does not do well when he's rushed. He can't really see over the offensive line to begin with. Right. He didn't even do anything last week, and they scored 30 points. So, even when the Panthers win, he doesn't really do anything, I would say. So, yeah, I like the Patriots here. The Panthers, on the flip side, they don't get any pass rush whatsoever. The only reason why Drake May and them didn't win last week is because they had 5 turnovers. I just don't see that happening again. I think Drake May has a big day, and the Patriots cover easily.
Okay.
And finally, they get Travion Henderson, the goddamn football. They finally get rid of Ramondre Stevenson, Mr. Fumbleitis, or whatever. He's a fucking disgrace. Just get rid of him. I don't even know why he's on the roster anymore.
I know. I agree with you.
All he does is fumble. And now his big claim to fame was he was an Irish tap dancer at one point. That's his biggest claim to fame. That's all he's ever done. Come on, what are we doing?
Give the ball to the tripod.
Literally.
I want to see the tripod dance.
Crazy.
Let's go.
Crazy. He only had 4 touches last week, I think.
I know.
Henderson.
I know. They're not committed to him for some reason.
Sick.
Antonio Gibson also fumbled, by the way.
Yeah.
Give the ball to Rook. Okay. You like them too. Good. Chargers at the Giants. This is the Chargers 6.5-point favorites on the road, 43.5-point total. The Jackson Dart era will begin on Sunday. Is this a Tommy DeVito situation where we can get like a rookie beating a top team? I don't know about that. I hope the offense is a little better. I mean, obviously, Russ had a couple of great throws a couple weeks ago, but sometimes he just isn't committed and throws it away. I like the Giants in this game. I won't pick them as my top 5, but they're going to cover this number, I promise.
No, they're not.
This is my first pick of the week.
No, they're not.
Yeah, they are. They
are. No. Chargers, like, it'll be a game for like a quarter, and then the Chargers will take over. Like, it'll be fine. Yeah, no, this is not going to be a game. I thought they would wait another week until the Giants play the Saints, and then you put Jackson Dart in. I thought that'd make a little more sense.
But he feels great.
Yeah, I guess the only difference is they're playing at home this week as opposed to being in New Orleans next week. But yeah, no, this is Omari and Hampton's going to have a good day. Like, Keenan Allen has had a resurgence. He's Justin Herbert's favorite target right now. I think he has a halfway decent game. The pass rush that we have been so worried about has not been nearly as good as advertised. And I mean, honestly, the Chargers line, even though they lost Slater, they've still been doing pretty well. They're still near the top, and their defense is really good. Their coverage defense is fantastic. So even with Malik Neighbors on the other side, I don't think Jackson Dart's going to be anybody to throw to.
You picked every favorite so far. I'm just telling you this. Every favorite on the board. 7 in a row. I'm waiting for you to flip, but you don't have to.
Okay.
All right. What about this? How about Philly going to Tampa? Tampa's a 3.5-point favorite at home. Philly's a 3.5-point favorite on the road. 43.5-point total. Tough one, man. I really want Tampa to win this football game. I don't think they will. I think Philly's going to win the game. Tampa has been really good against this team because of Vita Vea and stopping the run. The problem is they're really banged up. Obviously, Mike Evans is hurt. Godwin could come back, but I don't like this spot. Number sucks, too, for Philly, but gun to my head, I pick Philly in this one. So I'll go on the favorite side, but you probably like Tampa, right?
No, I like Philly. I just think there's way too many injuries for Tampa right now. I just think they're getting by on the skin of their teeth, which is kind of ironic because Philly's been kind of doing the same thing, but they're healthier right now. So I think this is a bad spot for Tampa, and I like the Eagles here. And plus, the Buccaneers have owned the Eagles, and the Eagles are probably thinking about that because I think they've lost the last 3 or 4 meetings they've met. So I just think finally the Eagles get one back, and the Baker Mayfield doesn't have any more magic in this game, unfortunately.
9 straight favorites, just telling you. 9 straight for you. Let's go. We got 7 more games for you. Indy at the Rams. Rams 3.5-point favorites at home, 49.5-point total. This is the first of the 305 games. I like the Rams. I think they have to bounce back after that horrible loss. Plus, I'm not trying to say I told you so because I didn't bet on the stupid Rams, but I think they got tired in that game. I think they got tired going back and forth across the country. They need to stay on the East Coast. Those idiots. But this time coming home, Colts, I know they've been really good. They finally punted last week, but I hate the number, but I think the Rams are going to win this football.
Yeah, I think if the Rams would have won last week, I think I would take the Colts this week. I think that's kind of where I landed on this. But I think now that they lost, the way they lost, I think it's just going to focus this team up more. This is going to be the best defense the Colts see all year too. I guess they did play Denver. Yeah, well, they did play Denver too. But I still think this Rams front seven. I don't think there's a lot of front sevens in the league that are better. Maybe 1 or 2 that you could maybe argue.
That's pretty good, yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, ask Jalen Hurts how he felt the first half. He had like 3 or 4 sacks that I saw. He just got blown up. Yeah, I like the Rams here. I like the veteranism. I can't believe Daniel Jones is this good yet. I have to see a little bit more.
I agree. Show it to me. 3.5, tough one, but I'll still do it. Jacksonville at San Francisco, 3.5-point favorite for San Francisco, 47-point total. Brock Purdy could play. That's what I've heard. So that's exciting. Although Mac Jones did fine, but Purdy's probably a little better. To me, it's just the Jags. I don't believe in the Jags. It's like, come on, Jags. Like,
you're not a Jag-off?
I'm not a Jag-off. Jackoff there.
No, Jagoff. Yeah.
So what I would say is Trevor's not playing great. They won last week more despite how they played. And it was mainly because, they did have some longer drives against Houston, a pretty good defense. San Francisco's banged up. We talked about that, but I don't know. I still think at home they're gonna get it done against this team. So San Francisco, I'd lay it, but I'm not. It's like my sixth pick. If Purdy plays, I love the number.
I was trying to find Trevor Lawrence's record in 3:00 games or Sunday afternoon games.
Okay.
And it looks like I cannot find it.
Probably not good.
Let's see here. I do like the Jags. I like the Jags more just because of the Bosa injury. So the 49ers have been in the top 10-ish when it comes to pass rush win rate and pressure rate. And I just think without Bosa, that's going to obviously be their best pass rusher.
Sure.
I think they would take a step back. I think the Jags will find a way to make this game interesting. I would take the number with the Jags. I don't know if they're going to win, but I think they do cover.
Okay. Yeah, and I hear what you're saying. It's a bad number for San Francisco for sure. We'll see. I mean, I think if Purdy doesn't play, it's a really great number for them. Okay, marquee game. Well, I guess there's 2 325 games. Let's go to the first one first. The Bears against the Raiders. It's gone down to a pick and a contest. Most places have it -1 for the Raiders at home. 47.5 point total. I saw some reports that 50% of the crowd will be Bears fans. So it's not really a home game for the Raiders. So that makes sense that the money's going to go down to a pick at some point. I did like the Bears early in the week. I just, they came off a really good performance against Dallas. Dallas defense is terrible. Raiders aren't that much better. Just don't feel great about the Bears defense still. It's a stay away from me, but I can understand why you back the Bears.
Yeah, I'm going Bears here. I'm going Bears all the way. Their defense is really the only thing that scares me. I know Geno can actually still sling a little bit. I like the over in this game.
Yeah.
If anything, I like the over. And by the way, I really love the under in that Jags and 49ers game. I think it was 47, I believe.
Yeah, 47.
I really like the under in that game. That's 2 of the top 10 defenses in the league right now as compared to EPA.
Yep.
But yeah, I think the Bears, I think Ben Johnson, Caleb, I think is coming along. I think he's starting to see the way Ben Johnson wants to coach it. And I think they got a little bit more talent than the Raiders do. The Raiders cannot run the ball whatsoever, even though they drafted Ashton Genty 8th overall.
Yep.
I don't think that plays well into. I think the way to beat the Bears is to run on them and then to set up your play action behind it. And I don't think the Raiders will be able to run the ball very well. So
yeah, I mean the Bears look on paper they were a better team going into the season. They should win this game. Just show it to me. Do it, Caleb.
Yeah.
Make me happy.
Going into the bye 2-2, everything would be all right with the world. Ben Johnson would still probably feel good. Caleb Williams, won't be on a platter. So, yeah, this is a big game for the Bears. Literally all the pressure is on the Bears.
It is. Sure. They got to win going into the bye. So, Baltimore and Kansas City are the last game. That's why I kicked it to the last one. 2.5 point favorite for Baltimore. 48.5 point total. 325 as well as the Raiders game with the Bears. Look, this Baltimore team is the most confounding team ever in the history of NFL football. Super talented. The defense is terrible. We know that. They have a lot of injuries. But the offense, I don't care who they play, they can score. So Kansas City is going to have to slow this game down to a crawl to win. They do get Xavier Worthy back for KC, but I got to believe Baltimore is going to win this game and lay that number of 2.5.
The way I see it, the team, which team has a better chance of going 1-3 and still making their way to the playoffs? And I think it's the Ravens, just based on the division they play in with, Rodgers. And obviously the Browns are trash. The Burrow's gone now. So I think I would take the Chiefs. I would take the 2.5. You were going to give me the best quarterback and the points. I'll take it. Even though they haven't been doing well at all. Defensive side of the ball this year, they can't run the ball. They're it's completely they're inept. They can't do it. But they're playing the best defense outside of maybe the Cowboys to get that right. So I'll take the Chiefs. I'll take the points. I think the Chiefs do win this game, but I think the loser of this game is the team you put a future on to go to the Super Bowl this year. I think this is a perfect time for the James Hedgerton game of the week. You take the loser, you sprinkle a little bit of pizza money on them to make the playoffs or to make an AFC championship game, and I think you can hedge it later. So I think that's the play for this game is to take the loser.
At 1-2, Baltimore's still like 5-1 to win the Super Bowl. It's a joke.
Yeah.
I thought, okay, so if you're right, if they lose this one, where they drop to 7-1, everybody understands that they're going to turn it around.
It's a great value game.
I just can't stand when last week. I don't understand why Lamar didn't run more. He was like dancing around, getting sacked.
7 sacks.
Run. Just run. Yeah. Even 6 yards will be better than what you're doing. Okay, I got you. Wait, you went to underdog, couple in a row. Excited now. Here's we're kind of close. How about Green Bay at Dallas? Green Bay's a 6.5-point favorite on the road. This is Sunday Night Football, 7:20 p.m. Central. 47.5-point total. Pack. Come on, dude. They're going to lay the wood here. They have to. They lost last week against a good defense. Dallas defense sucks. You got no CeeDee Lamb. I know the whole script tells you to take Green Bay. You probably should take Dallas then, but I don't know. I just think that it's going to get it right. It's a revenge game for Micah, and 6.5. I was surprised it went from 7 down to 6.5. It's a good number for me, so I'll definitely take it back here.
Yeah, give me the Cowboys to get blown out. Yeah, I'm not doing it. I'm not touching this game. I think it's the Packers. I think it's a stay-away game. There's way too many things. This is just like last week. There's way too many things pointing to this game that one side should win and the other one shouldn't. So I'm going to stay away. Something is not – there's a rat here, but I would take the Packers to win by 1 million. Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah. I would take the under in this game, though. Was it 47.5? Yeah, I would take the under with no CeeDee Lamb.
No.
Yeah.
But anyway, okay, so let's go to Monday night. We got 2 Monday night games. First, we got the 6:15 p.m. Central Time game, which is the Jets at Miami. Miami is a 2.5-point favorite, 45-point total in this one. Is this the first Miami win on the season? Yes or no?
Yeah, probably.
I think so.
Probably. Yeah, I don't know. I don't care. The season's over with.
But it's not over. They're 0-3. It's not over.
It's over. It was over before it ever started, honestly. I was Dolph out from the very beginning.
I'm Dolph out, too, because I want them to keep losing. Don't get me wrong, but I think they're going to win this game.
I'm going to take the Jets then, just to help you out. I'm going to take the Jets. Yeah. Justin Fields could play in this game, by the way. Miami has never done well with rushing quarterbacks.
True.
I mean, going all the way back to like 1976. So that's, Breece Hall will probably have a big game because we can't, the Dolphins can't stop a nosebleed. James Cook is going wild. He had like 85 yards in like the first quarter last week, which is insane. If Justin Fields plays, I would take the Jets. You're getting a great value, even though it is 2.5 instead of 3. If you can get the Jets at 3, I would hammer it. Take it to the bank.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, it's a stay away on this side, but I think Miami's cool. Cincinnati at Denver is the nightcap at 7:15 p.m. Central. Denver's a 7.5-point favorite at home, 44-point total. Again, too many points for Denver for me. I think they're the better team. Cincinnati got embarrassed last week. They're going to play better. This is the whole NFL handicap for me. You get embarrassed, you play better the next week, a la Carolina or whatever. So here we go. Looks like you're going to back Cincinnati in this one.
I am. The Broncos play man cover 1 37% of the time, which means they play man-on-man with one safety behind them. I don't think you can do that against this Bengals team because they've got 2 really good wide receivers, and I think they'll find a way to keep it close. They probably won't win the game, but they'll definitely cover, I think, the number. I love the hook here. First of all, the hook is great value, but, I think this is more like a 3-point game.
Gotcha.
And maybe Chase Brown finally has an appearance. We'll see. Maybe they finally figure out a way with Chase Brown.
He's not. He's going to see the lineup again when he has like a 2-touchdown. He'll have a 2-touchdown game this week, and I'll be like
on the bench. Yep, on the bench. So I don't think the Bengals will have 3 turnovers in a matter of 4 snaps.
Yeah.
And I think they'll be okay. They probably won't win. But
they should play better though. So I think over 44. I just can't. This isn't the Denver defense I thought we were going to get. And they have, like you said, not just the structural, the way they play. I think they've got some injuries. Surtain has a little bit of an ankle thing. He's not been quite elite. So I like the over in this one.
Yeah, the only thing I don't like is that the Bengals have one of the worst EPAs per play allowed. So like they're allowing opposing offenses to do really well on yardage per play.
Yeah.
They're like second to last, I think, in net yardage, I believe, from that thing I sent you the other day. So that's really the only thing that does scare me. But again, I'm going against the trends. I think they're going to come back. They're going to regress toward the mean here, and that's why I would ride with the Bengals.
There you go. Look at that. You came back with some dogs there at the end. Okay, so go over your top 5. You are over 500. Congratulations. I got to wait.
Thanks. Yeah, I'm 8-7, baby. 8-7. I'm gonna roll with New England at -5.5. I'm gonna take Philly -3.5. I'm taking the Bears in a pick'em. I'm taking Houston -7 and Cincinnati +7.5.
Look at that. Look at that.
There it is.
Opposite on this one. I like Baltimore -2.5 in that game. I like Atlanta +1, even though it's not a great number anymore. I like the Rams -3.5. I will go a dog here with Cleveland +9.5. I'm sure I'll get talked about that by action. And Green Bay -6.5. I will elevate San Francisco if Purdy plays, because 3.5 is a really good number, and maybe knock out that Cleveland pick. So.
Yeah, I think you're a week late on Cleveland. I really do. I think you're.
Oh no, I'm not saying you're wrong. I totally get it.
I'm saying you are.
No, I know that. I know that. But I'm saying that I don't know. Hey, look. It's recency bias. Lions, amazing, dominating, 225 yards rushing. Cleveland's front is going to slow it down. I'm not saying they're going to lose. 9.5 is a good number. I mean, it's a big number. So.
And the one thing I do like, we know what the Lions are, though. That's like the one. That's these good teams. That's what I do like, is that we know exactly what they're going to do, what they're going to try to accomplish, how they're going to get there. And
so
the Browns
how did Green Bay slow them down in week 1?
Maybe just continuity. I think that was more of. I mean, Packers defense is really good too. So I think those might be the 2 best teams in the NFC, minus the Eagles.
Yeah,
so
right. I don't deny
we'll
that.
see. But the week 1 I think is just, it's kind of like preseason. You're knocking off all the timing. I think now they're finally getting their timing back. Their guards played really well against the Ravens, which obviously the Ravens defense hasn't been good, but.
It's not good.
They finally get some continuity going. And David Montgomery is actually out carrying Jahmyr Gibbs right now on yards per carry and on EPA. Like, he's killing. And his first down rate is like 25% higher than Jahmyr Gibbs. So
it's really, can Cleveland score any points? If they don't score, then they're going to cover the number. But they're not going to put up 38 points on this defense. There's no way. No. Unless there's a bunch of turnovers.
Maybe. We'll see.
Yeah. I don't see it. Okay. So here's the Survivor update. After week 3, there were some knockouts finally, the biggest one for the season. So 3,100 people got knocked out this week. So overall, 26% gone. That's still the lowest in the 6-year history of the contest. So it's still, everybody's pretty much alive. In the Pick'em contest, rough. 14-1 is the leader. They're going to be in the quarterly. The end of this first quarter is this week. To make the top 100, it's 11-4. We are way back now at 6-9. 69, 1-4. Rough week. I mean, San Francisco, New England, and the Rams just, whatever. What can be said?
Those are 3 bad beats, yeah.
Really bad. So you're going Sunday night to Spain. When do you come back?
Saturday afternoon.
Okay. Are we going to tape next week or no? I gotta find
maybe. I don't know.
Okay. Well, let me know.
Yeah. Might have to fly solo. I'll give you my picks though, so you can throw them in there. I'll fill out the outline so that way I can at least have it on paper.
Yeah, I'll get somebody or whatever. Talking about
how's that going to work? Does that mean the Thursday night game is? Because I'm trying to think. Spain is 8 hours ahead of us.
Yeah, it's like 6-7 hours ahead. So
so that means like
in the morning, like 3 in the morning or something.
Like Friday morning.
It's Friday.
Right?
Yeah,
because it's
Friday.
Oh man.
2 in the morning, 3 in the morning. If it's,
I'm gonna have to set an alarm.
Yeah. Watch it,
Yeah.
There'll probably be one expat bar there. You can watch the game somewhere.
Maybe. We'll see. That'd be really funny. Just a random. Who plays next Thursday? Sorry, don't mean to catch up. Go ahead.
Yeah. Anyway, weekend's gonna be full. Go to the concert with Scotty Green, and Erica's coming back tonight.
Oh, it's a good game too.
It'll be fun. Then we got a couple of dates and. Going on Saturday night. Uncle Dave's coming over to watch football Sunday if you want.
Nice.
I'm getting the I'm getting the Red Zone and NFL ticket just for the week, so this is one night only. Come over.
Okay.
Because
Nice.
I don't really want to watch. I mean, as much as I want the Bears to win, I'd rather watch the Baltimore Kansas City game at 3 o'clock window. So.
Yeah. No, that's fair. Also, we have Rams and Niners next Thursday. So that'd be a good game. You find watch it be like a bar, like a random LA Rams bar. And no, actually, it's still St. Louis to them. It's still the St. Louis Rams in Spain. That'd be really funny.
Sure.
Oh man.
That's great. They still have Kurt Warner posters somewhere.
Right.
All right. Well, follow us at Side Action Pod on X, Side Action Podcast on Instagram. Follow me at Wegs Pool on X and on Instagram. And don't forget about TikTok.
Yeah, don't do it. And shout out to Uncle Dave. Shout out to Uncle Dave. Yeah, we love Uncle Dave. And I'm Coop. You can check me on Instagram at Dalton Cooper, on X at Mr. Grumpy Gills. Again, we are the Side Action Podcast. We wish you a happy weekend of betting. We've got so many sports. God, I can't wait. I can't wait. Golf, baseball, football.
You're here for it, and then you leave it Sunday night.
Exactly. We got preseason hockey started this week too. God, just got everything going on. So
super exciting preseason.
Yeah. Love you guys.
That's a wrap for this episode of the Side Action Podcast. We appreciate all of your listens and thank you for joining us. We'll see you all again next week.
Side Action Podcast, its owners and associates take no responsibility for the opinions or statements made by the show hosts or guests. Statements or show topics are not necessarily the beliefs of this podcast, and opinions of the show hosts and guests may conflict. Individuals following the advice given on the podcast accept their own risk of loss, as the Side Action Podcast, its owners, hosts, associates, or guests will not guarantee any advice given. The opinions and advice given are for entertainment purposes only. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Intro credit to OTMG the Vet, Old Me versus Young Me Part 2.